With another hour of radio mystery and crime, this is Case Closed. New episodes every Wednesday at relicradio.com. Our first story comes from the amazing Mr. Malone this week. We'll hear Cleanliness is Next to Godliness from August 28, 1948. After that, it's Jeff Regan, Invfestigator, and The Man on the Hook. That story aired December 28, 1949.
The amazing Mr. Malone.
Operator, get me the office of John J. Malone.
The American Broadcasting Company presents The Amazing Mr. Malone, an exciting half hour of mystery created by Craig Rice and starring Frank Lovejoy. Our locale is the city of Chicago, the time, the present, and the hero of these weekly adventures, the amazing Mr. Malone.
Malone is the name, John J. Malone, attorney and counselor at law. And tonight I'd like to turn the spotlight on the old cliche, cleanliness is next to godliness. As a case in point, I give you Tony Milano. Mr. Milano is one of Chicago's biggest operators. He runs half a dozen nightclubs in town. And rumor has it if you're bent on a little more action, Mr. Milano can accommodate you there, too. Of course, to run an enterprise of this kind, he needs help. And that's where Georgie Kelk comes in. Kelk is his right-hand man, but Tony never believes in letting his right hand know what his left hand is doing, which no doubt explains Georgie's bafflement as he walks into Milano's private office with a nondescript little man in tow.
Here he is, Tony.
Is he the one?
Yeah. Grimes, this is Mr. Milano.
Gee, it's a great pleasure, Mr. Milano. Wait till I tell my missus. You're not going to tell your missus anything. Huh? This is strictly between us, Grimes. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure, Mr. Milano. Anything you say...
Just to step back a little like a good fella, huh?
What?
Mr. Milano doesn't like people breathing into his face.
It spreads germs. Know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Did Georgie tell you what I wanted?
No.
How could I? I didn't know myself.
I was saving it for a surprise. Mr. Grimes, you're the janitor at the Belmore Apartments, you know?
Janitor? I'm the superintendent.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I mean the superintendent. You got a tenant living there named Reed?
You mean Jack Reed? Oh, you bet. He's a swell as...
Please, Mr. Grimes, you're not so close.
Oh, yeah, excuse me.
Now, how about you letting me and Mr. Kelky here in Jack's apartment?
Oh, I couldn't do that, Mr. Milano. That wouldn't be right.
I give you $100.
What?
All you got to do is loan me your pass key.
No.
200.
Well...
All I want is the key for just 1 hour.
Oh, what are you going to do in Mr. Reed's apartment?
Oh, nothing that will get you into trouble.
You said 300?
I said 2, but I'll let you chisel me.
Okay, Mr. Milano. You want to shake on it?
If you don't mind, let's just say it's a deal.
Huh?
Mr. Milano doesn't believe in shaking hands.
Oh, James.
You know what I mean? Give Mr. Kelk the key. Hey, Mr. Reed does all right for himself.
Tony, I don't approve of this whole idea.
There are a lot of things I don't approve of, Georgie, but I don't let them make me unhappy.
For Pete's sake,
That's
boss,
enough. See if there's anything in the desk.
All right.
Hey, will you take a look at this?
You got something?
Yes, indeedy. Jack obviously doesn't believe in banks. I bet there's close to 20 G's in his bundle.
Put that back.
Oh, I just
Put that back.
Okay.
Hey, what's this thing here?
Oh, that's a rabbit's foot.
A rabbit's foot?
Yeah, it's supposed to bring you luck. But what's this charm attached to it? The Jack Reed from Gene. With this
And me, you can't lose.
Who's a Jean?
Oh, it must be the gal whose picture's on the piano.
Hey, that's what I call a good-looking girl. Find out
who she is and where she lives.
Yeah. And put that rabbit's foot in your handkerchief.
What for?
I want it.
Now, look, Tony, this whole thing here, well, it doesn't cost $50.
Maybe, but it's worth $500,000 to me. Wrap it up, Georgie, or we take it home. Hello, Christy.
Why, if it isn't my old pal, Tony Milano. How have you been, you son of a gun? Put her there.
If you don't mind, Christy.
Oh, you and your germs.
You know Georgie Kerr.
Of course. How are you, Georgie?
Fine.
Sit down, gents.
You're not busy?
I'm never too busy for you, Tony, but you know how it is. When you're a politician, your time isn't your own. You're always out slaving for your constituents.
Slaving for Yeah.
What's the matter? Anybody giving you trouble?
Yeah.
Who? You just say the word
Jack Reed.
What?
I said Jack Reed. He opened up a place 2 blocks from mine.
Oh, well, I'll take care of that. Well, I'll shut him up so fast that...
Who do you think you're kidding?
Well, I don't understand.
Reed couldn't operate 5 minutes without you.
Are you insinuating that... Oh, now, cut it out, Tony. You know, if someone was to walk in now, they wouldn't realize you're kidding. I'll tell you what we'll do.
You ain't going to do anything, Christy. When I buy somebody, I expect him to work only for me. Know what I mean?
Oh, for Pete's sake, man. You don't realize what you're doing. I've got a wife and 2 kids.
They get by on your insurance.
Tony, please, you've got to listen to me.
You're breathing in my face, Christy. It's very unsanitary.
You've got to give me a break. I swear I'll straighten this whole thing out. I'll talk to Reed.
It took you long enough, Tony. What were you waiting for?
I just want to hear what he's got to say. Where's that rabbit's foot we got from Jack Reed's apartment?
Oh, here it is.
Put in his hand.
Okay.
Maybe it will bring Mr. Christie luck where he's gone.
Hey, Sam, let's get through that Flugel Street. You got that step all wrong, Marge. I'll show you. Hey, Rex, give me the Wang Wang Blues. I want to show Marge that break. Now watch, honey. That's it.
Hey, mister.
Go away, bud. I'm busy. Now what, Marge?
Mister.
Are you still here? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Milano. I didn't recognize you.
That's all right. You got a girl singer in the show named Jean?
Jean Patterson?
Yeah, that's the one. She around?
Yeah. Would you like me to show you her dressing room?
I appreciate it.
Oh, that's okay, Tony.
What?
Oh, I mean, Mr. Milano. Say, you wouldn't have a spot for a hoofer in one of your clubs,
no.
would you? I just thought I'd ask. No harm trying, you know.
This it?
Yeah. Hey, Jean, you decent?
What do you want?
You got company.
Just a second.
Hello.
Who are you?
Tony Milano.
Well, I'm glad to be of some service, Mr. Milano. Hey, Rex, wait a minute. I want to see you.
Well, you're going to invite me in?
Why should I?
Well, it's awfully drafty standing here. You know, that's how most people catch a cold.
What do you want, Mr. Milano?
Just to get acquainted. You see, I saw your picture somewhere, Jean.
Jean?
You can call me Tony.
Not really.
What's the matter, Jean? Don't you want to be my friend?
Well, it's a wonderful offer, Mr. Milano. But you see, I already got one.
Oh, you mean Jack Reed?
Who told you about me and Jack?
I got his spies.
Well, I don't know where they pick up their information, but apparently it's from a reliable source. So you see,
We can't be friends.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Milano, but if you care to leave your name and address...
You will let me know if there's an opening.
Well, I wouldn't hold my breath if I were you.
Oh, that's all right. When I see something I like, I'm a very, very patient man. Goodbye, Jean. Don't forget to give me a call.
Yes? Hello, Jack. What? Oh, no, it can't be.
No, but it is.
Well, how are you, Lieutenant?
Fine. Don't let me stop you playing.
Oh, I was just toying around. Hey, what brings you here?
Can't you guess?
I told that jerk chauffeur of mine not to park near the plug.
It's a little tougher rap than that, Jack. Ever see this rabbit's foot before?
May I?
I'm afraid not. But I'll be glad to read you the inscription on the charm. It says, to Jack Reed from Jean. With this and me...
Where'd you get that, Lieutenant?
Oh, then it is yours.
Not necessarily.
Come on, Jack. There's no use being cagey. I already checked it with the jeweler. He told me it was bought a couple of weeks ago by a girl named Jean Patterson.
Where'd you find it?
In the one place we shouldn't. You know Chuck Christie?
The boss of the Pelham district?
Yeah, only Mr. Christie just got himself a new territory.
I think we've had enough riddles for tonight.
He was murdered at 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Well?
Well, right near the body, we found your trinket. Looks like losing that foot was the worst possible luck for you and that rabbit. Let's go, Jack. I got a car downstairs.
You are listening to the amazing Mr. Malone. Today, more than ever before, Americans must be made to realize that freedom and the rights of the common man are a precious heritage. History has proved that people start to lose their freedom the moment they think it's forever secure. That's why we must all work at keeping our American heritage of freedom, for freedom is everybody's job. As a good citizen, remember your American heritage and work to defend your individual liberties. Do this by taking a more actual part in the affairs of your community and in fulfilling at all times the duties of American citizenship. Now, back to the amazing Mr. Malone.
And that's where yours truly got into the act and without even seeing the script. But 6 hours after the arrest of Jack Reed for the murder of Chuck Christie, I was pounding the pillow at home. I was right in the midst of a horrible nightmare. An ape-like face was bending over mine, tickling my throat with a razor. And suddenly I made an interesting discovery. It was no dream.
Come on, Malone. Get up.
You're asking the impossible, comrade. If I ever moved now, I'd be minus a head.
And you know something?
I'd look better without it. You put that razor away.
Do I look weak-minded?
Don't expect me to answer that while you're caressing my throat.
Well, you shouldn't blame me, Malone.
I know. I got the skin you love to clutch.
Say, you're a regular vaudeville show, ain't you?
Yeah, ain't I? What's your name, friend?
Rube Gelder.
Rube Gelder?
Yeah. I work for Jack Reed. You know him?
I know him.
Well, early tonight, the police picked him up for the murder of Chuck Christie.
The politician?
Yeah. It's a lucky thing for that cop I wasn't around.
Otherwise?
Otherwise, I would have broken his back before I let him walk off with the boss.
What's this all got to do with me?
Well, I love that guy. When Jack says to me, Rube, go out and get a lawyer.
You decided to give me the business.
Yeah. So you're the best mouthpiece in Chicago. Oh, it don't seem possible.
It isn't.
Well, we'll soon know. Now, I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to get dressed and go down to see Jack, and you're going to get him out.
Am I?
Well, you'd better.
Did it ever occur to you once I'm out of your sight I might tell this story to the police?
And did it ever occur to you that it might occur to me to visit you some other night with this razor? Only next time I might not bother to wake you up?
I see what you mean.
Then what are you waiting for, Malone? Get going.
Now, for all the idiotic stunts, wait till I get my hands on Rube, so help me, Malone.
No, don't upset him.
Well, I want you to know I never suggested that piece of business to him.
I'm sure you didn't.
What a schmo.
He seems awfully fond of you.
He's nuts. I don't know why I keep him around. I'm sorry he got in your hair, Malone.
That's all right.
Lieutenant!
What are you calling him for?
I thought you were ready to go.
Don't you want me for a lawyer?
Sure, but I figured...
Oh, forget it. No. Did you kill Christie?
Why should I?
But the police have a pretty convincing